And that's what she does, just puts the phone.
Yeah, 100%.
Wow.
Happy Friday, guys. How are we?
Oh, happy Friday.
Yeah, it is.
All right, it's a bit raunchy today, guys. This is Katie. This is Nat. For those of you
How
not
we going,
watching,
ladies?
Good. We've just been thrown in the deep end.
Yeah. This is live and real. This is raw, unscripted. So, ladies, you're actually coming on for a little bit of a raunchy subject, as Kel was saying, of dating in the 30s and over, and how hard it is.
Yep. It's a jungle out there.
Legit. Except I still go with 25. I mean, the Botox works.
Yeah.
Look, we can always.
And I'm still dating at 25-year-olds.
Oh, 23 is my lowest. It was the dog, not the kid.
Okay.
So what are some of the things that you guys have tried? Like,
Everything.
are you talking?
Who are you talking? What are you talking about?
Are you talking dating
like
wise?
dating apps or the pub? Like,
Yeah, but all of those
Look,
things.
you
I
can
guess,
try this.
yeah.
You try the social aspect of it, and then you're just like, that's when you're
It
too
is-
drunk and you think you did a good idea, and it's never been a good idea.
And Kelly told you it was definitely not a good idea.
yeah.
Okay, so tell us both. One of you go first, and I want the other one. So the social one, the pub one, or out with social. Tell us a good or tragic story about us being out social, picking up.
Katie.
Short slice is better.
Sure. Wait for him really across. Scoot.
Go, Katie.
Look, I have had some interesting times in public toilets. Even as recent as the last few years, which never really a very good outcome.
Okay.
But if I'm honest, none of my outcomes are very good.
Okay, but what about like if you took them home, or you got their number and you met up with them again, or like? Or is it?
Honestly, I'm just trying to think. Like the pub's not. That's probably not really a thing for me. I don't think.
Okay.
No.
What about you?
I feel like pub is a one and done. Like,
yeah.
I don't do them in the public bathroom. I'm not that raunchy.
There have been a few cases.
Mine's normally in the car park or the back of the ute.
Nothing like undersize is there.
Sometimes a girl can't wait. All right.
And sometimes you don't want to take them to your house.
No,
then they know
don't
where you live.
Yeah, safety
Safety
101.
first.
Yeah.
Your friend knows where you are. You text them.
Oh, yeah. You always put your location on. Somebody has to have your
Snapchat.
location. Yeah.
When it comes to the phone number, I think you mainly give them your Snapchat nowadays. Like, you don't go for the phone number. I don't want you to call me. I don't want to have a convo.
Well, it depends. No, I like having a convo.
Oh, you're old school.
I like the phone thing.
No.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm 36 now. I feel like the Snapchat thing, I know that that's not going to be a thing. Like and I hate when if you're on Tinder and they go, oh, can I have your Snapchat? I'm like, oh, I'm already over this.
Oh, really?
I want them to ask for my number.
But Nat is more of a Snapchat. Why do you prefer Snapchat over giving a number?
Because I can look hotter in my Snapchat. It's easier to bang them.
Yeah, so it depends what you're after. Because I do a lot of Snapchatting. But
I was going to say, you've been in a few Snapchatters,
Oh.
and I've accidentally got a few Snapchats.
I've never made that mistake.
yeah, I've had a pretty bad Snapchat experience, actually.
Okay, so they're the public ones. So at the moment, if you were looking for a hookup or a date or something, where is the place to go at the moment?
I'm on Tinder and Hinge.
See, I don't Hinge. I don't know.
I thought Hinge was just for same sex.
No, that's
No,
Grindr.
that's- Grindr.
Okay.
I am a Tinder girl.
Yeah.
I love a Tinder date. If it's good food and it's good company, yeah, you'll get it
Yeah.
afterwards. But if it's shitty, I'm not going home with you.
There we go, guys.
If there's no beer or nachos involved, I'm normally out as well.
But I'm bad with the date. They always say, oh, do you want to go for dinner? I was like, no.
Oh, I'm like,
Can I take you to breakfast? No. Let's just something casual.
Oh.
I'm bad at doing the actual date
I got no
thing.
time.
Okay, so you prefer to go on a date?
I love a good date. Like, I like to be wined and dined.
Yeah. And
See, I would prefer like pizza on the beach. Like, I like a date, but more of a casual. Like,
More
let's go
intimate.
for a bushwalk or let's like have a picnic. The going to dinner on a date is like a terrible fear because you've got to literally sit across from the person, and I don't know. I'd rather something more casual.
But I find that hard because, like, for me, you're a good conversationalist. So for me, I find the dinner date a conversation moment.
Yeah.
Whereas, like, take me bowling, I'm gonna.
Oh, but
I'm either going to be better than them.
Though.
I'm either going to be better than them at some things, and I feel really bad about it. And I'm like, oh, be girlier.
But you
I
can
broke a nail.
I feel like I'm not doing bowling things though. I'll be like, yeah, let's go to the beach and hang out. Let's like go for a walk. So we can still talk, but it's a lit. I don't have to overly dress up and sit across from them and have that.
I love a good dress up.
Because I am a good conversationalist, but they're not always. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then you're stuck talking to this person who can't fucking string a sentence together.
And I love the ones that will be like, oh, tell me about yourself, and you tell them, and then they complain later on that you talk about yourself too much.
Oh, they're the worst, aren't they? When you
like,
how can you ask that question and tell someone you talk too much? Like,
oh, I love that. And then you try and ask them,
and I know I talk too much, but that's what we're there for, to like get to know each other and shit. You know,
I talk too much. Do you know how much long it took me to blow up your balloons? 2 seconds.
Now, just for everyone that is listening, we're just going to do a little bit of background, if you don't mind. Katie, can we start with you, because you actually have an amazing job career as well as Natalie, but you hook people up on a daily basis, and you're finding it hard.
Literally, yeah.
So,
I'm in the wedding industry. So yeah, I get to spread the love, or like nearly every weekend. Yeah, so I do see a lot of people in love, and I love the whole, weddings, and I guess I romanticize things to a degree. Yeah. Yeah.
And you're also in the midst of, in the background, along with everything else you're doing. Eventually, you're actually going to have a podcast as well yourself. I hear about, let's talk about sex. Is that right?
Yeah. So I sort of got very busy in my wedding business this year, so it's sort of taken a bit of a back seat. But yeah, late last year I did start a blog called Let's Talk About Sex. So
Beautiful.
I guess for me, I love sex and I love talking about sex, but that's not really the reason why. I just think like sex, even if just for the sake of having sex, there's always a psychology behind it. And I think that really interests me.
Yeah.
And yours is more like it's education for people that want to talk about it.
Yeah. So educational stuff, I guess like another big push for me was that I don't think that the schooling system sort of supports most things. I think there's still, particularly in like Christian schools, there's still this no sex type of lessons that they're having, and I just think
this stigma about
it's completely impractical because most people are going out and doing it, and it's something we all do. I mean, it's how we procreate. So why do we not talk about it?
Young people need to be more educated going out into the world instead of going, what's going on?
And even things like, we learn a lot about at school how easy it is to get pregnant. Oh, you've got to do this and whatever because you might get pregnant. We were never taught that it actually might be very hard for some people to get pregnant.
Yeah.
So things like that, I think, aren't talked about enough. I guess we're talking about it more, and there are some other podcasts out there. But yeah, I just think it's something that should be. I'm trying to make it a less taboo topic, I suppose.
Yeah, 100%. And I don't think it's a topic you need to be taboo with these days. Like I've got 3 young. I say young. My eldest is 15. My youngest is about to turn 10, and we keep it open and honest about body parts and getting comfortable with them, because you don't know who's out there these days. And if something happens to them, I'd rather be confident and be able to say, "Hey, such and such come up and did this. I'm talking. See you later. I'm recording."
I guess the other thing is that if you're not teaching them, they're going to learn it somewhere else.
Yeah.
Like the internet is a very big place, and
not always correct.
Yeah, not always correct. So there's a lot of misinformation out there for one, and I think the other thing is there's a lot of quote unquote dirty content out there, and I know that I think the average age that like young boys are introduced to porn is like 11 now. And I think if we're not teaching them these things, then, I mean, don't quote me on that, but I think that's around the age. If they aren't, if you want to teach them in a respectful type of way, in an educational way that's going to actually be helpful to them, we do need to talk about it. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
We will link Katie's Let's Talk About Sex and her KS Creative Co. in our show notes and
thanks,
our
guys.
social media.
Yeah, we definitely will. And Nat, you're in the mines. You're a dump truck driver. Is that right?
I am.
Very
Yeah.
male-dominated industry.
It is. But you've also had a very colourful background of working in correctional facilities.
Yes. So, well,
Lots of different things.
Yeah.
I'm a multiple job hopper.
That has a lot of careers.
Mate,
She's a job slut.
I was a store manager. I was a travel agent. I was a cop. I was a corrections officer. I was a bartender. I was a bloody good bartender.
Yeah.
And then I am now just a miner, just a poor old little miner. Or not poor. We make a lot of money. So yeah.
How do you find being in a male-dominated industry sexually, and is it like males always get the first dibs, or coming on as a trainee, do you feel you would get treated different compared to a male trainee?
Honestly, we have a rule in the mines. If you cry, just know that you're going to be called weak your whole time and you're not going to get anything. You cry in your truck alone where no one can see you. Do not cry in front of anybody.
Which sucks.
I bore my eyes out in that fucking truck. I cried that hard under my sunnies, and I'm there like, because someone yelled at me at the jigger because I didn't do something right. But like, especially when I'm on my period, I'm just an emotional bitch. But
they're also very supportive as well. You've had a lot of support.
like that. So for me, so you get the two sides of being a female. You get the young assholes that are gonna be like, I'm gonna be better than you, and then when you show them up, they're kind of a bit like, oh, how dare you, and not talk bad about you, but like kind of keep you in their back burner of the mind. Like they're like, I'm waiting for that day you screw up, I'm going to throw you under the bus. Yeah. Then you get your older gentlemen that are either going to be really seedy, or they are like your dad figure. They are like I'm going to help you every single way that I can. And I love those ones and I get along with them. A lot of my jobs I've had are male dominated, and I've already learned what to say around them, what not to say around them. And I honestly, you be yourself at the end of the day, because if you be fake about it, they're not going to like you.
Yeah.
That's it.
Okay, so let's delve into. Let's delve into dating.
Mm-hmm.
What's it like dating now? Because I haven't ever dated, but is it like, are males respectful? Are they like, talk to us? Tell me.
Are we getting eggplant emojis before we get anything, or
sometimes?
I feel like they're more reserved on that now. They're like, girls don't want dick pics. And I'm like, honey, I actually did today.
Yeah, I was going to say, some of us do that.
I enjoy the dick pic. I like to estimate what... No, not straight away. It's straight away. Oh, you're getting blocked, bro.
I always make a joke. I'm like, you know what? We'll get there, but at least let me pretend that I respect myself for 10 minutes. You know? I'm definitely not shy at sending a nude.
No.
Okay.
There's a hidden folder in my phone. Yeah.
I've got mates that say, Katie, you're like, you're just ruining your potential. You should be on OnlyFans. I was like, I know. I've got content, years and years worth of content. I should be sending out for free. I should be getting paid for it.
I was on OnlyFans for about 2 weeks, and then when I became a cop, they told me to get rid of it because I wasn't allowed to have it.
Did you?
Yeah, I made like $500 on one
What?
photo.
Good, in 2 weeks. That's great.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
How have we never known this?
Because I had my OnlyFans because it was creepy when I found people that I knew buying my shit.
Because you can see who
subscribes. Finds out. You wait till Mum finds out.
No, she won't let me keep Kobe.
She gets paid.
Yeah, I was gonna say we've heard some scary things about OnlyFans. Like it's not something I've been in. Like I've seen, but I did hear someone about. It must have been over in America. Her uncle was buying her pictures.
Yeah. No, I heard one about a girl that was her stepdad was buying her photos. It was her stepdad and her parents.
That one.
They were married. Yeah.
Oh, there was also that teacher who was accidentally he had his laptop attached to the screen or whatever in the middle of class, and he was looking at the girls from the class that were on there.
Oh God!
All right. So Tell us some stories about dating in your 30s, girls. Come on. Delve
Yeah,
in.
what have we got?
Look, it is really hard because, like, you know, a lot of people are obviously, like, the pool is smaller. Like, it definitely is smaller.
You've got the men that have got kids already.
Ready? Yeah.
The one that's got the crazy ex-girlfriend.
Most
You
of
got
them
the
do.
one that's completely single, has no attachment to anything, but that's exactly it. They've got no attachment
attachment.
to anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like, have I covered all of them? Or you got the boy child, the one that's never actually going to grow up.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
25-year-olds, you know, 35-year-olds, 17-year-old boys.
yeah.
Yeah. That's the dating pool. That's what you're going to get. So
And
you've
then
either
you
got to accept someone
or the
else's
ones that
kids.
you think are really nice, and then, you know, you go a couple of years and you find out they're actually crazy. So,
And they're the hard ones
and
to
I
handle.
am such a, like, see the good in everyone, and I'm always like, oh, Kelly, I've met this person, and she's like, what's wrong with him? I was like, oh, nothing. She's like, there's got to be. There's definitely something wrong with him.
See,
Yeah.
I'm the one that will be like, hey, I've met this guy. Everything's going great. Sex is good. And then after a week, I'll be like, I'm seeing so many red flags.
Yeah.
Oh, my God, they're coming. And I will demolish my own relationship in
Yeah.
somebody because I've got a fear of commitment. I do have a fear of commitment. I'll happily say it out loud. Fear of committing. But I want it,
But you're scared of it.
but I'm scared of it. Why?
But do you feel like that's just because you've been hurt so many
Yes.
times? You feel like it's already coming?
I literally will be like with a guy and I'll be like, oh, so what girl did you talk to this week that wasn't me? Like I'll literally say it straight to them because I'm like, I don't fucking care.
Because unfortunately that is kind of the norm now.
If you're talking to a guy,
Yeah.
there's 3 other girls already talking to him.
Oh, Nat had a nightmare. Oh.
I had a relationship with a guy who I saw today actually and I gave him the finger.
Oh, no.
Now,
Oh.
get to this story.
Okay, so this guy that I was seeing, he was amazing. He had a little girl, was going through some stuff with that. And I was like, cool, awesome. We were hanging out. We were seeing each other all the time. Turns out I looked at his phone one day when he fell asleep because he kept getting a message from this one girl all the time and multiple girls. And I'd see it and he'd be like, oh, it's a mate from work. It's this, it's that. And I was like, here's the excuses. Here's the red flag.
Yeah.
One day, by the way, men, change your fucking passcode from your date of birth.
Yes.
So, yes, I was a copper. I'm a crazy bitch. I will look through your phone fucking happily. So I looked through it and I saw that he was on Instagram, Tinder, Facebook, all these text messages with all these girls that he was talking up, telling him he was going to fuck there, fuck this, fuck like anyway, and had a relationship with this other girl as well as me. And she knew about me but didn't know that we were together. She told me that he told her that we were friends or something like that. And I blew up and I ended up sending a Snapchat on his Snapchat going, by the way, girls, he lied. I was like, he lied to everyone. I blew him up. I blew him up completely. And I gave no fucks that I did that.
But she didn't just blow him up. She messaged every single female
On his phone.
That he was
on
he
his
was talking.
phone
Yeah, right.
and told them about it. All but one got together and had their own group chat and told everything that was going on. So he got done.
Oh, and you know
Oh.
that Sister Is This Your Man page on Facebook?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on there too.
Oh, yes. Payback.
On Facebook for this area, they've got a Sister Is This Your Man? And people put photos up of the guys they're talking to and girls can be like, I'm talking to him as well or something.
Really?
So I put a massive one up of this guy. His name's Ben Rose, everybody. I don't care. His parents own mainstream industry.
Nat!
I don't care.
We're getting savage tonight, guys.
Okay.
The-
Your turn. Tell us
These
the
are
story.
strong.
My bad thing is I do meet some really nice people. And then when they're
Everyone's not watching. I am bullshit.
no, I have met nice people, and when they're nice, I friend zone them.
Oh,
Actually,
this
yes,
is true.
Yeah.
But you always need a friend when you're on Tinder because I will get a phone call. I'm talking to a guy. I'm like, does he have teeth? Does he have a job? Does he have a license? Does he have a car?
Yeah.
She's talking about me. She has to ask me those questions.
She doesn't
Yeah.
ask me those questions. She knows I've got standards.
And look, there's a lot of catfish out there these days too. There is a
Or
lot of
the other one is, does he already have a girlfriend? Because I do seem to attract the ones that are already in a relationship and just think, oh, you know.
Only because Katie attracts the broken birds. She's
Yeah.
got broken bird syndrome.
I collect broken birds.
And she wants to fix them and help them. But while she's fixing them, She does.
I'm breaking myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sad.
It
You
is.
know she does.
I know, but in those terms, it's so
Yeah,
sad
no.
when you hear
I
it out
definitely
loud.
collect broken
We
birds,
all
for
know
sure.
she does it, but saying it out loud was sadder.
Yeah. I was gonna say what.
But I do it to myself. Like I said, I meet nice people. I went on a date with a guy last week. So lovely, so nice. Slept with him, friend zoned him, and with a fist bump the minute it was over.
AKA,
You fist pumped after sex.
I normally do.
That was
Wait, she fist pumps. I normally do this.
Good job. See you next time.
Yeah, we kind of finished whatever, and then we're like talking a bit, and then he said something, and I was like, so friends, and I did a fist bump, and I feel like I just wanted to make sure he knew that I didn't want to have anything serious.
But why didn't you? Because he was too nice?
Because
Because he had a job.
No, he's got a great job, and he's lovely.
So he ticked too many boxes, and you got scared.
I just didn't feel the vibe just wasn't there for anything more than a friendship.
Oh, you sent me this picture, and I went, no.
Yeah, you did. Yeah. Not my vibe, but honestly, you're going to say this is weird. I feel like he's going to be my new best friend. Like, we have been talking a lot, and the friendship thing's fine.
But does he know it's
He does. Yeah, he does. And he totally agrees. But I feel like
Of course he would after a fist pump.
Oh my god.
No, honestly, I think we're going to be great friends.
Mm-hmm.
I do.
I'm guessing that he wasn't good in bed. That's all I can think of in my head. She obviously didn't get the choking she wanted. She didn't get the hair pulling she wanted. She didn't get that little finger up in there. Nothing. Like, it was done and dusted.
Look, he probably could have come.
It was missionary in one
I
style,
feel like
wasn't it?
I already knew. Kelly already knew I wasn't 100% into it when I went.
Yes.
And
he
he probably could have come back. Like, I'm not in the right headspace to be in a relationship at all at the moment. He may have got me there if the sex was good. I knew it, but
This single girls, no single girls.
yeah, but because it was just not, it was a bit mediocre.
Was it vanilla? It was vanilla.
But
with no...
maybe if it was
But
a
first
different
times are normally
scenario.
vanilla.
Yeah, first time isn't always great.
I know, but I didn't want to do it again.
Wait, it wasn't even vanilla. It was just a waffle cone, wasn't it?
Oh my god.
He just wasn't my
abbreviated.
type of guy. That's all.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have a
But
question.
super nice, and I was trying to do things differently because he seemed so nice.
I try and do that too, but I end up
Yeah,
sleeping with them
yeah.
still.
See, and I even said going into it, I said to Kelly, I'm definitely not going to sleep with him because and then he just started doing things, and I didn't stop him.
Both of my friends are sluts.
Yes.
Wait,
No.
own that word in a nice way.
We just
It's
Both
okay.
of my friends are very experienced and they know what they like.
Yeah.
Look, when you know, you know. Like, honestly,
it's
when you know,
okay
you know.
for women to be,
It's all right, Kurt,
to
we
be
should know I was a
sexual, to be sexual, yeah.
different
Yeah. It's I think that for men, it's okay if, sex is a high priority, but for women, it's shamed. To me, it is a high priority, and I don't think I should be shamed for that.
No,
Yeah.
no,
Like-
not at all.
What is it? The women that get married with never sleeping with the guy? I don't know how they do that.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, fuck that, you'd leave.
You've
To
got
me,
to try before you buy.
Before you buy.
Why?
Definitely try before you buy.
Imagine he whips it out and it's just like this little pinky thing coming at you, wiggling, and you're like, "What is that?" Divorce costs more.
Then you go back, I know when we were little it was called a pencil and a sharpener, but fuck, come on. Like, what am I supposed to do with that? It's got no lead.
I'm just going to go back and reflect on something that was said in our last podcast when we had Kurt and Tim on there. Was women seem to be bricklayers and take everything on emotionally. What is one thing that a man could do for you that could help you feel more sexually vulnerable to someone?
I will say it straight up. Just give you a fucking hug.
Okay.
I'm a physical. I hate touching.
Hang on a second. I will interject here. When we first met Nat, she was not a hugger.
I don't like touching people. Except
I'm
in
a
bed.
very big hugger.
Kurt made her a hugger.
He made me hug properly. It used to be like a one arm type of thing, and now he makes me go full on there.
And now she judges males that she meets by their hugs. And if they don't hug properly, like she didn't used to, they'd be shit in bed.
This is true story.
Look, there is a theory behind that, and I do agree. Yes.
So, like, you know, what is it? How many is it? The 5 signs of like how you need to be shown love or something like that. What is the thingy? Like words of affirmation and stuff like that.
The love languages.
Love language.
Yeah.
Thank you. Love expert over here. For me, mine is like touch and what like words of affirmation.
I'm a words of affirmation.
Yeah.
Tell me I look good, and I'll be
Ooh, that's a
like,
good one.
tell me that I look good, I'll be way more inclined to take my clothes off.
Yeah.
Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Yeah.
Kurt tells me all the time, and I'm just like, fuck off.
Do you know what? You've never had somebody when you're writing them say you are perfect.
Yeah.
That's like for me. That is the thing. I will not sit on top of a guy and be completely naked and not be like,
Yeah.
holy fuck, what is he looking at right now? Until that man sits there and goes, you are everything to me and you are perfect just the way you are.
Do you mind if
No
I
matter
go
what.
a little bit more personal with you?
Ooh, damn that.
So, Nat has.
How much weight have you lost?
When I first started losing, I lost 32 kilos in total.
Yeah. Nat has a little bit of spare skin, her
Yep.
stomach.
So it's going to be there.
Yeah, but so she has found that males are so into her, then when she sleeps with them, they're
They're
gone.
very judgmental.
But
Yeah.
no, it's not they're gone. They want to keep me as just the fuck buddy because I'm good in bed.
Mm.
And then I'm like, is it my personality then? I'm not dateable.
Yeah, so they date someone else but want her on the side.
Yeah.
I'm
That-
sorry.
and look,
See,
and
I've secret before. Too.
Have you?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, because they find this, girl that's appropriate to date, but usually shit in bed. So then you're a secret.
To get
And
the head
yeah,
of them, yeah.
I think the other thing as well is I do understand where you're coming from, that, because after having 3 kids, I do have a bit of I've got an actual apron because I've had 3 C-sections, and you do become very self-conscious of that, especially when it comes to being like naked and nude, or swimmers, or just even some clothing. It just doesn't sit right and just makes everything feel so awkward.
It annoys the crap out of me that a man can go to the pools or the beach or whatever, take their shirt off with their man belly and their dad bod, whatever you want to call it, and be like, oh, I look hot as hell. But us females are there in our bikini that we've tried to cover up so much, but still be like, still look good, and you're still sitting there pulling your bikini in different angles and forms to try and cover, because we're so self-conscious of what other people are thinking over what, like, even though they're probably not even thinking it or care.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No one cares.
Usually, once a man's inside you, he didn't give a fuck what you look like.
Yeah.
No,
He cares what he's feeling in there.
Yeah, that's like
And I keep mine tight. Exercises.
so that's like Nat's last guy that she was seeing.
Which one? I had 3 on the roster.
Which one?
Oh, yeah.
Um,
I had
So,
3 at once, sorry.
he was actually really, really, really nice, but then turned around and went on a date with another chick, but told Nat he didn't want to date her, just sleep with her. And I was like, how rude. Like, you found somebody that has lost weight, and you've found someone that's appropriate to date in public, who's probably a toffee nose so-and-so, spoilt, high maintenance, not down to earth, and not a nice person. But you're rejecting someone who put their health first, was determined enough to try and lose weight, and that's a hard job.
it is.
So it was consistent enough, and was that much of a nice person to attract you to start with,
yeah.
who's not high maintenance, and like, what the fuck is wrong with people?
He said that I had red flags, and one of my red flags was that I had too many male friends. And
Yeah,
the thing
I
is,
get a lot
though,
of that
that
too.
majority of the time, my male friends are attached to a female that I'm friends with as well. But if I don't talk
But
about
there's
them,
still that jealousy thing.
yeah.
And that's the hard thing. Like, you and I both always had a lot of male friends.
Yeah.
And they do. It's like they're very what's the word?
It's like a predatory thing. Like
Intimidated.
Yeah, they're very intimidated. Like, my best mate is a bloke. So lovely. But again, has a child and a partner. But it's still this thing where they're intimidated, like, oh, but he definitely wants to sleep with you. I was like, No, he doesn't.
Mm.
If he did, he probably could have had the chance. But that's not the way it is. It's you're able to be friends with the opposite sex without wanting to get them into bed.
Without having that sexual attraction. And I can sit here and preach that now. I actually have one of my best mates here, Daniel. I've known him since kindergarten. And he is currently standing in my lounge room. He was down in the shed watching Bathurst with Tim. But this is Daniel, everyone, for watching. I've known him since kindergarten. We've grown up together. Unfortunately, going through a bit of a messy breakup at the moment, but
How old is
he's
he?
Old enough.
35, 34.
Sorry, too old for that. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, like
I can see that too. I know.
little boys.
I
a non-predatory.
Non-predatory way.
You'll be with P Diddy in a minute. Don't you worry about that. No, I know where they're coming from because we all grew up in the same area and we all had lots of male friends. But when I met Kurt, he wasn't intimidated by that. And my male friends become his male friends. And I can say that, and because Kurt is their best mate now too.
That's your brother.
Yeah, and these girls will go to Kurt and talk to him about stuff and be like, don't tell Kelly. And he won't tell me. And I'm not offended. I feel great that they have someone to talk to. Because I'm very opinionated.
Kurt has literally just texted me.
Because I'm very opinionated, as we all know, and sometimes they're like, I'm not ready to tell her this.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, I need to tell someone.
From Kel going, I don't want to tell Kel because I know she's going to come at me.
Yeah. So can you do it for
Yes,
me? Like,
I always. If it's something I've done, I know that Kelly will. When I'm not ready to hear it yet, I'll tell Kurt before I tell Kelly because I know what she's going to say.
You're not ready to
because
hear that you're a mistake.
Yeah, I'm not ready to hear that I fucked up, so I will tell Kurt, and then I'll tell Kelly
100%.
when I'm ready to hear it.
100%.
Yeah, but it's like, oh my God, I'm their mother.
Or I sometimes spin the story and leave out the
do it
really
because
Yeah,
I
I
love
leave out
you.
certain things, and then I tell her later on. She goes, "You never told me that." I was like,
Yeah.
"Didn't I?" Oh, I must have forgot that bit.
Like the one day you tell her something, she remembers it forever too. So she'll bring it back up the next time you do fuck up.
You guys sound like Kurt.
Just before we do wrap things up here, ladies, I mean, it's probably a subject we could probably talk about for hours on end. What's a piece of advice that you would give someone that's in the dating world that is in or approaching their 30s or older?
Have an idea of what you want, I suppose, is probably a good one. I feel like I don't even necessarily know what that is.
Get an apple and present it to you.
I probably don't even know what that is half the time, but I think that is probably a good way to be. Know your standards, like know what you will and won't put up with. Look, do as I say, not as I do.
I just said that to my kids today.
Do as I say, not as I do. Yeah.
What about you,
That's
Nathan?
I know.
What's something you could leave with someone?
For me, I'm fully like my like things would be like have acceptance because there's always going to be like someone else's life is completely different to yours.
Yeah.
And
But you like understand.
Yeah, understanding.
Clever.
Yeah, very
Boy.
way better than mine.
How do you think I had 3 at once? Yeah.
Not promoting that. This
No.
is about finding the right one.
Well, then you got the wrong people.
We obviously can't.
Because we haven't found the right one. So.
Well, it's fine. Acceptance.
So therefore, have standards, guys.
Yeah, honestly,
Standards is a big
Yeah.
thing. And
I think that's probably why we've both dated such trash in the past because I think Nat and I have both probably suffered with some, like self issues.
I mean, we've banged the same people. As
Yeah,
well.
we have. We have.
Not at the same time.
Not at the same time.
Maybe tried, but it wasn't happening.
But yeah, no, we've been down the same path a few times
Yeah.
because we seem to always be interested in these same
Which are the fuck ups.
emotionally non-available men, and I think that's more of a reflection on us than it is of them, and I can openly admit that. Like,
I'm not admitting that they're fucked.
no, men, yeah.
I will tell you both now. You go for unavailable men because you want a relationship, but you pretend you don't. I love you both.
Pretend I don't.
Now you don't.
Yeah.
So be open and honest and upfront. And if you want a relationship, say it. And if they're not worth it, don't be scared to let those motherfuckers run. Because, mate, that's a bullet you dodged.
And look, yeah, you're right. Be sure about what you want, and if they don't align with that, it's okay to let them go.
And
Also, here's another big key thing of advice, right? Don't ghost people, men and women. No ghosting. When you are at any age, really, like I get when you're young, it's hard to deal with things, but particularly over the age of 30,
you're an adult.
You're an adult. Learn how to fucking communicate. There have been people I've dated, whatever, or chatting to, and I'm just not vibing it. It is very simple, and I have done this. I did it like 2 weeks ago. I'm like, you know what? Sorry, man. I'm just not really vibing this. Like, it's been cool chatting, whatever, but I just don't think this is for me. That's as fucking simple as it is.
And that's nice
just
and polite.
literally. And you know what? I received that for the first time ever, like a month ago. Me and this guy were messaging, and he goes, look, it's been really cool chatting with you, but I just want to let you know I've just started seeing someone and I want to see where it goes. And you know what I said? Mate, that is awesome. Good luck to you. I hope it goes well, because I genuinely do. I wasn't phased. Like, we hadn't met up or whatever, and I thought, fuck, what a man.
Yeah.
So then maybe I was a bit disappointed, because I was like, oh, this guy seems like he's actually all right.
but you probably would have friend-zoned him anyway.
Probably. But you know what I mean? Like, we're all adults. So both
100%.
women and men learn to fucking communicate.
100%.
Yeah.
Love it.
I'm the opposite. I will keep talking to them and be really nice, and because I've got no guts.
No, I just say,
I can't do it.
If I'm not vibing it, there was a time where I
Yeah.
would have just kept going along and like, oh, it'll get better. I already know it's not going to get better.
Life's too short, mate.
Yeah, so I just say, I'm not vibing this. And you know what? It's fine. They're usually like, yeah, cool, no worries.
Yeah.
I
Be
feel
true
like
to
I'm-
yourself.
It doesn't hurt their ego. Like, you know, they don't know
I
you.
feel like I'm crushing their little hearts, and I feel bad about it. But I hate. My biggest theory is I
But then
hate hurting someone's feelings, but I will never ghost. I never ghost.
Okay,
still.
but have you been ghosted? And that fucking
Yes,
sucks.
it fucking
I would
sucks.
rather you just tell me,
Yeah, I know.
just be honest, than ghost and just disappear.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
not
Yeah, it's the worst.
And that's emotional toll. Like,
yeah, it
emotional.
is. Because then you're left wondering, like, what did I do wrong? Or, you know what I mean? Like, and often we haven't done anything wrong. We just, you just don't always vibe people. That's fine. You can't love everybody.
Yeah, and we're all different human beings. We're not all made from the same factory.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
We've all got different opinions. We've all got different everything. You know, as I said, look, this is a topic that could be going on we could go for hours, honestly. And I hope we can get you guys back in eventually.
We'll get them back in because
We need a part two.
Flown, yeah.
100%. We even
Maybe
might do
that
a
one can
part
be all
3.
our very special dating stories.
Yeah, well, that's what I mean. We'll do a part 3, and we can get some of those raunchy stories, and you know,
We'll go Katie's favorite position, my favorite position.
definitely get the girls back on for sure. Thank you, ladies, for coming on.
No, thank you for
Greatly
having us.
appreciate it. And it will not be the last you hear from these girls. I promise you that.
Not at all. No.
Other than that,
We should just start our own.
We're gonna start our own realities because we're fucking hilarious.
Kurt will be like, I'm in.
Yeah.
Yep.
He'll be our guest star.
All right, guys. We will catch you next week.
Thank you.
See you later.
We have an absolutely incredible guest next week, and we'll start sharing her socials. What, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Yes, I will. Just a little bit of who we're actually going to have on next. She's an internationally published supermodel who is a mum of 3 and about to kick off her own clothing line. So, we will definitely be putting all of her information up there as well.
Yes, and we will be linking KS Creative Co. for any wedding stuff and
My Snapchat.
Should Nat and I drop our numbers? Or?
if girls are interested in taking these girls on a date.
We will double date.
Yeah.
Anyway, on that note, signing off. Happy Friday, everyone. Have a great one.
Meanwhile, everyone's like, do not date those guys. No one wants to listen to those bitches again.